Hello, this is me, activistvictor here. Today I'm going to attempt to go over my activism projects. I don't want to speak it too loud because something keeps getting in the way every time I've done this. I've done it like 3 times and something freaking keeps getting in the way. So, with that said, Project 1 is fire safety. I've seen fires on YouTube move with frightening speed, and people need to just be aware of how freaking dangerous fire really is. I didn't take it seriously. Boy, I'll never think that way again. Acid rain causes damage to vegetation, animals, and even humans, and so it's bad. I don't like it when trees die. I don't like it when any plants die, except for maybe thistle, and thistle sucks. It's too sharp. No offense, thistle, but you're annoying. But I don't like it when things die. So acid rain needs to go. Banned books discussion. This is touchy. It depends on why it was banned, I guess, as to whether or not this is truly activism project. To be quite honest with you, if it was banned for like a reason I consider that needs to be changed, yeah, but if not, maybe not so much. But it would be a discussion of banned books in any case, and maybe I'd discuss like that why it shouldn't be banned or something. School education flaws. I've been in school. I hated it. I think that bullying, for one thing, needs to be stopped, and the fact that it's allowed or that you put in an environment where it's promoted, that's one flaw with education. The curriculum's another. I just think that there's a lot of flaws, and this needs to be fixed. There are kids, after all. Not that I have kids, but when I do, I don't want them going into something that's not going to prepare them properly for the future or is going to screw them over. And that's an understandable desire. I mean, we should all want that for our kids. Good future. One that's not filled with bullying. Special education flaws. There's flaws in special education, too. Believe it or not, I'm actually like in that. I mean, yeah, not so much because I'm really smart, but, and by the way, go to hell if you have a problem with it. I am who I am. I'm not different because I tell you that. So, get lost if you have a problem with it. If you don't, good for you. You're open-minded. In any case, I think it does not challenge the students properly. It just shoves them aside. At least my school did. And, these are people too. They need to be prepared for the future, maybe in a different way, but you can't just teach them basic stuff and expect that to be good enough. Don't shove them to the side. I don't like that. Bad guy consoling. I kind of got this after watching Steve Wilkos. I mean, I know a lot of the people who go on there are fucking scumbags and don't deserve any real sympathy because they're just assholes and they don't really care about changing. But there might be some who are exceptions to that rule. They're assholes, but they don't want to be assholes anymore. And let me tell you something. If you want to change something, people harassing you about it is not going to help. Stop Iraq violence. I think this is pretty straightforward. There's a lot of violence and crap going on in Iraq, and it needs to stop. Prison reforms. Prison is fucked up. There's racial gangs that are made out of like survival needs. I just don't think that this needs to be how prison is supposed to be. It's supposed to be punishment for part, but it's also supposed to be reforming people. And there's nothing that's going to reform people if you expose them to racism and hate like that and put them around other people who are probably not the best role models. No offense. You should surround yourself with good role models. Prisoners are generally not good role models. There are exceptions, of course, but not that many. Nauru, Nauru, or it's an island, I think, in the Pacific Ocean that was deforested heavily and now has like a ring of vegetation, and that's it. It's totally messed up and it needs to be fixed somehow. Anti-bullying. I was actually kind of trying to start this. I'm not sure I'm going to approach this. I'm thinking consoling the bullies and the victims, but also pushing for change. In any case, it would aim to stop bullying, as its name implies. Save the gypsies. Believe it or not, gypsies don't exist only in the Hunchback and Notre Dame. And they should have done a better job of explaining what gypsies were there. I don't know myself. I'm sorry about that. I don't want to sound like a jerk or something, but I really don't know. I probably should add an annotation explaining it just so I don't look, so I'm not an ass. But in any case, I saw a video where they were living on top of a lead-polluted landfill in a camp that was supposed to be a refugee camp, but they haven't sent them back yet for years. People are dying there. This needs to just be fixed now. Haiti. Haiti is not the best of islands in terms of like stability and well-being. I saw another video where people were eating mud to survive. Mud. Fucking mud. If you're desperate enough that you need to eat mud to live, that cannot be allowed to persist. They need help. And I don't care if they're too proud to admit it. I'm not saying they are, but, you know, you guys need help. And people who are messing with them need to fuck off. Now, I'm not sure if anyone is, but I know people have in the past, and if they consider it in the future, they need to just shut the fuck up and get lost. They don't need any more problems. They need assistance. Trash Island. There's an island of garbage that's floating in the middle of, I think, the Pacific somewhere. Pretty sizable one, too. Rants and discussions. What's this? This is situational again. It's me ranting or discussing about things. I guess if it's about world-changing issues or problems with the world, that could be considered activism. Otherwise, maybe not. Save towns. I have listed Centralia, Pennsylvania, which has a coal fire burning under it. I'd like to put it out, and Pitcher, Oklahoma, which I think may be getting cleaned up, but I think people some guy who didn't know what this dirt contained, put dirt containing dioxin and other bad stuff that's really bad, like lethal chemicals on top of the roads for years, and now the town's just terrible, and then there's big pollution piles all over the area, or piles of polluted earth. It's just bad. It's not slavery. There's actually modern-day slavery. I've listed Mauritania as one of them. I think it's the biggest one. That needs to stop. I don't probably need to even say why it needs to stop. It's just wrong. Global warming. I believe that global warming is real because it is real. There's really not much debate about it anymore. It's just the debate is how fast is it going. Global warming has some serious consequences for the world. And, you know, like stronger storms, longer droughts, worse rainfalls with wider gaps between them. This is not stuff we need to be dabbling with. I don't care if the CO2 concentration in the atmosphere is about the lowest it's ever been in Earth's history. You know, you can't increase it this fast, and it's not something that that Earth's current state is meant to handle. There's a reason it was so low. And to change it this fast especially is just devastating. It's killing species left and right. Anti-trolls. Trolls are a problem on YouTube, and I'd like to do something about it. And, you know, before you say it's not going to work, shut up. It's because of people like you that it won't work. You're going to sit there and you're going to be defeatist. Of course it's not going to work. But in any case, trolls should be stopped. I would like them to be stopped. Citizen science. It's where a bunch of citizens that really don't have any direct connection to a scientific project help out like a bunch and a little bit at a time. And collectively, they just get things done a lot faster and do things that couldn't be done otherwise with, like, scientists alone. I'd like to spread awareness about that and maybe the projects that are part of it. If you want to learn about that, go to SciStarter, spelled the way it sounds, .com. Alert Network. I think I've done this one for sure. It's basically me making videos saying there's problems going on or that are gonna happen. I've mainly done ones about weather, but I've also do things about maybe child abductions if that arises, which hopefully let's keep it that it doesn't, because I don't want to have to make a video about child abductions. Deforestation. That's a problem in the Amazon, other places too, but the Amazon's really bad. I want that to stop because that's just fucked up. It's causing huge problems, and there's predictions that if it doesn't stop, we could be talking about a savanna in the place of the Amazon rainforest, like a grassland instead of an actual forest in that area within the century. I mean, that would just be awful. Diversity. Second to last one I have listed. Defending the species diversity on the planet. We're in the middle of a mass extinction, and we need to limit its effect or stop it altogether because I think we're responsible for a large part of it. There are predictions that by the end of this century, there could be maybe 50% of all species wiped out. I'd rather avoid that if I could help it, wouldn't you? Stop social exclusion is the last one. Social exclusion is a form of bullying, and it involves people deliberately making other people not have anywhere to fit in. It causes serious problems, I know personally, and it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. So I think that's about it. I will make, hopefully, videos about each of these projects individually, explain them a little bit more in detail, but in any case, I'm seeing you later. Bye.